Okay, so this is Unit 4, Lesson 3, Part 2. Okay, so simplify and express answers in lowest terms. Indicate the non-permissible values. So let's do the non-permissibles first. Remember, what do we say about non-permissibles when we're talking about rational expressions? We want to do them when? Yeah, before you simplify, before you cancel stuff. We want to do them right now. If you can see it right now, like, can I see it right now? What makes this 0? 0. What makes this 0? 4. So then I know right now my non-permissibles for this problem are going to be, it can't be 0 or 4. And I'm done with that part. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little bit messy. Okay, we want to add these fractions. In order to add them, what do I need? I need them to have the same bottom, which they don't. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 2x here and 2x here. And then x minus 4 here and x minus 4 here. So as you can see, that's where it makes things a little bit messy with these. So I'm just going to distribute the bottom. You don't have to multiply the bottom. You can just leave it as 2x times x minus 4. We don't have to FOIL that out. But we are going to FOIL the top out because we're going to combine like terms up there. The bottom, we don't need to. Okay? So my bottom's going to stay this the whole time. Okay, the top, I'm going to distribute here, or my FOIL. So x squared minus 9x minus 13x plus 36. So x squared minus 13x plus 36 is the first piece, plus, and then what's over here? What's 3x times 2x? 6x squared. So now you see that's what I have on top. And now I want to combine the like terms. 1x squared plus 6x squared is 7x squared minus 13x. Like that. And that is your answer. So there's no canceling here. You have question, Lauren, or just you don't like it? Yeah, I mean, this unit is very ugly. I will say that, and it's very technical. So you need to make sure that you are doing your fraction operations correctly, okay, and you're foiling correctly. So there's a lot of room for error. Okay, so keep that in mind. Take them slow. All right. So let's just focus on the main concept here. So are the bottoms the same? No. Okay. So before I get my non-permissibles, what will we multiply this side by? Right, 2y plus 5 to top and bottom. And then vice versa on the other side, y minus 3. This one? In lowest terms, you can try. I guess you probably just wouldn't. 7 times, yeah, it's not going to be too big. Because 7 times 36 is like 252, I think. Okay, and factors of 252 aren't going to be 13 apart. It's going to be tough because, or no, they're not going to add up to 13. Yeah, if it was smaller, you'd want to try to, yes. Yeah. It's a good question. I guess I think you'll kind of see when you can and when you can't. And right now, all we're working on is getting a common denominator with the ugly stuff. That's kind of the focus of this section. Okay. All right. So next, let's get my non-permissibles up here real quick. So my non-permissibles are, Lindsay, what is this one? So minus the 5, then, like this one right here, 2y plus 5. Just what makes that 0? You're not sure? So it's like, remember, like that's just like, picture like this being a factor. So we'd minus the 5 divide the 2, so it'd be negative 5 halves.
Oh, okay. That's a fraction.
Yeah, it's a fraction. Okay, Ty, do you have this one? 3. Okay, does that make sense? It's just like our solving by factoring.
Like, I know what to do. I
just couldn't think of it. That's fine. Totally fine. Okay, so here we go. Again, we're not going to FOIL out the bottom. We're going to go ahead and FOIL out the top. So the top's going to give me 4x minus 12 minus 2y, and then I'm going to go and distribute the minus and make it a minus 5 because the minus hits both things. All over y minus 3, 2y plus 5. 4y, sorry. 4y. Oh, this. Okay. Thank you. All right, so we don't have any squares, so that's nice. So then 4y minus 2y is 2y. Negative 12, negative 5 is negative 17. So that's the top simplified. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and keep the same bottom, and that's it. And either in the conference room upstairs or either in one of the middle school classrooms. Yeah, you have to bring them down. Yeah, just take some kids if you need to. Okay, so then we have, so 2y minus 17, sorry, I lost train of thought, over y minus 3, 2y plus 5. Okay, is there any questions right now? That's the other thing. I really feel you need to ask more questions. A lot of you guys are kind of stumpers. You just kind of sit there and hope that everything works out. Okay, any questions on that? So we're not following the bottom. The top doesn't really factor. Both these didn't factor. Okay, our non-permissibles. Yes, I? Just because it looks it won't get you anywhere. That's why. Like, if you leave it unfoiled, there is a chance that we could factor and be able to cancel something. But if you have it all in general form, it's plus and minus, and we can't cancel off plus and minus stuff. Products are easier to deal with in the bottom. So that's kind of why. Any other questions? That was good. Okay, so then this one, x minus 5, x minus 5, x plus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so we have a lot of foiling to do. Okay, not the bottom, but the top we do. So my bottom is going to be that same x plus 1, x minus 5. So I'm going to get 2x squared. I'm going to get 1x, 2x, I'm going to get 3x, and 1. And then we have minus all this stuff. I have room here, hopefully. X squared minus 4 minus 5 minus 9x plus 20. And very important right here, too. I know I keep saying very important, but that minus right there has to hit everything inside. So don't just do minus x squared and be good. That's a big mistake that happens on the test in this every year. Okay? Do not forget your negative. So what that makes it, if I write it one more time simplified, it makes it 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 minus x squared plus 9x minus 20. That's what the whole top would be there. So I just flip the signs of the stuff on the inside the brackets there. So now we combine like terms. 2 minus 1. 3 plus 9. I always cross things off as I go because this stuff, like I said, gets ugly, keeps me organized. Okay, 1 minus 20. Okay, and then we have our x plus 1, x minus 5. You can try to factor that, but 19 is prime, so 19 and 1 are your only thing. It's not going to factor. So that one would also just stay as it is. Okay, anything else? So we do the last one here, and then we'll take a short break and then do his lesson 4. Final countdown? All right, here we go. Example 7. So this one's just kind of a little bit of a longer one, but just one problem. So let's just kind of out loud, what do you guys think would be, how would you approach this? We have 3 fractions, all of them have different denominators. So we got a strategy, Eli? Okay, well actually, we're not going to be able to make them all into x plus 2, but we do need to make them all the same. But go ahead, Logan. Okay, good, you can do that. Good, we can multiply the 3 of them. So we'll do that. Since that's what you guys came up with, that's fine. Sometimes I like to, personally, just do, like, forget this guy and do 2, and then do the third one. But you can do all 3 at once as well. Okay, so I'll just do all 3 since Logan spoke up, and that sounds good. So the x plus 2 is missing a x plus 1 and an x. So we're going to times like that. The 2 that it's not are going to be multiplied to it. So this is missing what? X plus 2 and an x, right? So we're going to multiply to that. And when I'm putting at the bottom, remember that means it's going to the top as well. So x plus 2, x and x plus 1 there. And then this one's missing the big guys. It's missing x plus 2, x plus 1. Whoops. Okay, before we continue, any questions on that? So all I'm doing is getting a common denominator. Yeah, Zach? Yeah, if you did just 2 at a time, it'd be a little bit, I would say it might be easier, but this might be faster. So they're kind of about equal, okay? All right, so now now again, the bottom, we're going to leave it, okay? We're not going to multiply out the bottom. So we know that our bottom is going to be this big line here, x plus 1, x plus 2. That's the bottom. So now I just got to find out what my tops are. I have x squared and x times 3. So that gives me a 3x squared plus 3x. That's this piece. Okay. Now here, I have an x squared and a 2x. Okay, that gives me a 2x squared and plus 4x. Now this is a minus though. It's a good thing I messed up here. So I'll minus, and I'm going to minus this group here. That's a 2 right there, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm minusing that chunk. And then we're adding 1 times this FOILed out. Okay, so that FOILed out is going to be x squared plus 3x plus 2. That's just me just doing my FOILing in my head, just a little bit quicker. Okay, questions there? But now we're just going to, now we're going to just like terms. So really, like, in all honesty, that's the hardest part, getting to this point, because I think we're all pretty good at combining like terms. You've been doing that for a long time. So now we just go, okay, 3x squared minus 2x squared plus x squared. So 3 minus 2 is 1, plus 1 is 2. Okay, and then like I told you, I like to cross off things as I do them. Okay, now I'm going to do my x's. 3x minus 4x, because remember that minus hits the 4 too, plus 3x. So 3 minus 4 is a negative 1, plus 3 is 2 again. Okay, so I'm done with my x's. And then my numbers, which all I have for a number is what? Just the 2. Okay. Okay, we can take a 2 out. Okay, you sure can. And we can make this x squared plus x plus 1. And then we have that. Okay, so, but now just ask yourself, like, okay, can I factor this? There's no factors of 1 that add up to 1, right? Because 1 and 1 would be 2. We're never going to make it. So it's just, that's done. That's it. Okay. All right.